You can start.
So, hello, we are going to do a, let's start again. Do I need to say CharlesBFit or?
That start, it can be filmed afterwards.
If it's better for you, it can be filmed afterwards, but it depends. Já jsem to chtěla jakože jiné, ale...
Yeah.
Or you can start right now. Is it better for you?
Yeah, I could start. Yeah, I could start. Yeah. So I don't need to mention CharlesBFit. I just know. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready. So we are going to start with a caricature of a young man. What do we do with caricatures? Now, the important thing is, remember, you are going to exaggerate something. You can exaggerate the face, maybe the eyes, maybe the size of the nose. And I want to use color. I want to use colored pencils and a pen together. So first thing I want to do is just graft out very quickly what I want to do. So let's imagine a shape. Something like that. Looks like an egg. Yeah, egg head. Not to worry. I hope I don't offend anybody, but when I'm doing caricature, that's what it's going to be. So I've just put a line out in pencil. Now I'm going to put a bit more detail in. The eyes normally come halfway down the head, so I put it somewhere there. The nose come somewhere below. Yeah, and the mouth. Now, because it's caricature, the shape is already going to be amplified, like that chin. So I'm going to go straight into it with a pen. The ears. What kind of ears? The ears are usually big. So let's make the ears big. Make sure they're in the right place. Yeah, maybe a little bit bigger on one side, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put a little bit of detail. You know, the ears have got a little bit of coloring in because it's three-dimensional. So I just throw the ears in like that. Yes, it looks like an alien. It doesn't matter. The particular person I'm drawing, young man, he's got one of those noses that you don't forget. So let's exaggerate that nose and put it in there like that. Now, the important thing is things that stand out, those eyebrows. They've got to stand out. I remember a guy called Brezhnev. He had big, thick, juicy eyebrows. So let's give him some Brezhnev eyebrows. Even though I've exaggerated it, hopefully you'll still recognize who this person is with these beautiful Brezhnev eyebrows. Slight gap in the middle, only slight. Is he like that in real life? I don't know. So there's my Brezhnev eyebrows. Now the hair is contentious because the hair's got one of these whiffs, a Tintin whiff. So I've got to exaggerate the whiff. So throw the whiff in. Yeah, I haven't even done the eyes yet, and I've done the whiff. That tells me that the whiff is important. So there's a little kink at the top, so make it obvious that there's a kink there. So a bit of darkness around there. Yeah, has he got sideburns? No. Has he got a stubble? No, but he does have indented cheekbones. So let's make that obvious. Now let's throw the eyes. The eyes, whatever I want to do, I've got to make sure the eyes are a little bit realistic, a little bit, not completely. So I throw the eyes in, bags under the eyes. If there's a bag, make it a big one. Because you've got to exaggerate, as I said before. As long as you get the eyes in roughly the same place. It doesn't have to be the same because no two eyes are the same, but there's always color in those eyes. So if he has a tendency to look in one direction with one eye, make it known, put it in. So we're doing that. Again, there's a little bag, so make it a big bag. If there's a spot, throw it in. Now I'm just gonna, before I start to use color, just gonna map out the mouth. The mouth, yeah, it's a good healthy smile, so make the smile exaggerated. A big exaggerated smile. Teeth, yeah, he's got some teeth. Yeah, and he's got a chin, a good Roman chin. So let's make that chin prominent. A little stubble on the end of it, so we throw that in as well. Okay, we take it round. Neck has always got to be small, because it's a caricature. He hasn't got a small neck, he's got a strong neck. So now let's start throwing color into it. So where's my brush? Talk to my brush. Now what colors do I need? Actually, I'm going to use a bit of red. Throw in the red very quickly. Yeah, it's darker at the top, so throw in a bit. All around the eyes are always darker. Usually women get very upset if their eyes have got dark underneath, but it's a natural thing. And if you decide to get rid of them, you look like somebody from Hollywood. Yeah, we want to be natural. all the way. So darkness around the eyes is normal, really. Having cheekbones is normal. No need to have them extracted. Yeah, so we put that in. So I'm just throwing colors down. I'll put a wash in. I've got to put a darker color on. So I use my, yeah, there's a stubble going on there. So I throw it in. Throw it in. Now I've got to get that whiff. Got to get that whiff going, because that's really a very prominent part of this person. That whiff. Let's get that whiff going. Yeah. And it's a big whiff. So let's make it a big whiff. Exaggerate the whiff. Maybe in a few years' time he won't have a whiff. He'll be bald, like me. And he'll be remembering those times when he did have a whiff and he was proud of it. So let's look at the nose. The nose always has shadow around it. There's a line up into the nose. It goes up to those Brezhnev eyebrows that we put in. Remember, I make jokes. So when I do caricature, I always tell the person, please don't get upset. Remember, it's a caricature. It's about learning to smile at different features that you have. Don't get offended and try and kill me. Otherwise, I'd be dead a long, long time ago. So I've thrown that down. Now I've got to put a wash of color into it. So I did say 5 minutes. So as you can see, it's quick, it's fast, it's furious. It's a little brutal as well. There's a neck. I can see a big juicy Adam's apple. So we know straight away from the apple what gender he belongs to. Sorry, I can't say that. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. That's nice. Now I just need to put a bit of wash on it. So where's my brush? Bit of water on there. And I just brush it in, get the colors to blend in a little bit. Bit of water. I always dab it on my trousers. Not a good idea, but I normally have a cloth, but I don't have my little cloth, so I'll do it this way. Like I said, it's all about caricatures. Nice and smooth, nice and quick, nice and easy. No stress, no real offense. And when the color starts to overblend, I just go back to the lighter color, darker color. Under there, I throw a little bit in that stubble, get that stubble going. Now the ears, oh boy, how can I forget the ears? Luckily he's not offended by my comments about ears, because I've got very small ears. Everyone tells me my ears are incredibly small, so I'm jealous when I see normal standard ears and I make fun of them. So not to worry. So we throw them in. Nice. Good. Where's my brush? Brush it in. Bit of color at the ear. Yeah, a bit color in the ear. Ear is nice and clean. Good. Good. A little darker on that side, because the shadow's on this side. And the quiff. There we go. Yes, I do make noises when I paint. Just a way to get connected to the brush. So, wow, this person, if he wasn't a caricature, you would think he was an alien. So, luckily, this is a good sport. Doesn't mind the eyebrows being slightly bigger than usual. I said slightly, joke. Nearly there. So we've got the eye, a bit of shadow up there. Prominent features around the cheeks. There, pulling it down a bit. Just need to pull out a bit of this color from there, move it up to there. The quiff shines. Yeah, and pull that neck down. I should put a collar in, really. So almost there. Bit of blue. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Yeah, looks like a footballer. Side, other side. And I think, as a caricature, could I tell that's him if I saw him in real life? Possibly. Would I keep it as a family photo and the family heirloom? No way. And the lips, just a little bit of colour on the lips, a bit of red, just a little tad of red, because lips are three-dimensional, so you can't make the whole thing red. Kids do that. They always see things in one dimension, so they put lips as big red things that they're not at all. Lips are 2 or 3 colours all thrown in together. So make sure he doesn't have kissing lips. That could be dangerous. And just the eye. There's a tad of blue in there, tad of blue in the eyes. Yeah. It looks like the royal family, but not Prince Andrew. He's the deviant, one of the other guys, Edward or whatever his name is. Okay, and that's a caricature. We just basically have fun. And what I've done is just exaggerated the points. As you notice, there's probably, he's not someone with 2 chins, but I made it look as though he's got 2 chins because of the fact that he's got a stubble. Men with stubbles tend to have that look where you think, is that a chin forming? But it's not a chin, it's just the stubble. Okay, there we go. And that's a caricature.